Day 8 of Operation Epic Fury, and overnight the largest single wave of strikes since the war began hit Tehran. The Israeli military deployed more than 80 fighter jets in what it described as a broad-scale wave of attacks targeting military infrastructure in the Iranian capital. Explosions were reported across the eastern and western parts of the city simultaneously. Iran's semi-official Mehr news agency reported Israeli strikes hit the area around Mehrabad International Airport, Tehran's main domestic airport, with dramatic footage circulating on Telegram showing multiple bright orange fires burning on the horizon and thick black smoke rising into the sky as explosions thundered in the distance. Photos confirmed damage to airport infrastructure. CNN reported the footage. Israel had not formally confirmed the Mehrabad strike as of early Saturday morning, but the IDF confirmed the broad-scale wave targeting military infrastructure was conducted and completed overnight. The strikes targeted regime command infrastructure across the capital. The IDF confirmed hitting sites associated with Iran's internal security command and buildings belonging to the Basij, the volunteer paramilitary force of the IRGC. The overnight wave came hours after the IDF destroyed the underground bunker beneath the Pasteur Street leadership compound on Friday morning, and represents the continuation of what IDF Chief of Staff Zamir described Thursday as a new phase targeting the foundations of the regime. The confirmed death toll in Iran from 8 days of US-Israeli strikes now stands at 1,332, according to the Iranian Red Crescent, the humanitarian organization tracking casualties across the country. That figure includes Khamenei and more than 160 people killed in a strike on a girls' school in Minab on day 1 of the war. More than 300 children and adolescents have been hospitalized. More than 6,000 people are wounded. The strikes have hit a minimum of 131 cities across Iran, according to Iranian Red Crescent figures published Thursday. Civilian infrastructure confirmed struck includes schools, hospitals, a police station in central Tehran, photographed by multiple news agencies, and the Grand Bazaar. The IAEA confirmed damage to 2 buildings near the Isfahan nuclear site, but said there has been no damage to facilities containing nuclear material and no risk of radiological release. The human picture inside Tehran has changed completely in 8 days. A 33-year-old nurse named Samareh told AFP from the capital that there are so few people you would think no one ever lived here. Authorities had previously urged residents to leave the city. Police officers, armed security forces, and armoured vehicles are stationed at main junctions, carrying out random checks. In the more affluent northern neighbourhoods, the meowing of cats and chirping of birds has replaced the usual traffic. The United Nations Refugee Agency estimates at least 100,000 people fled Tehran in the first 2 days of the attacks alone. Across the wider region, the UN estimates 330,000 people have been forcibly displaced since February 28th. Trump posted on Truth Social Saturday morning, before the overnight wave was fully confirmed, "Today, Iran will be hit very hard." That post preceded the Mehrabad strikes. Treasury Secretary Bessent confirmed Saturday in a television interview that the biggest bombing campaign of the war is still ahead. CENTCOM confirmed US forces have now struck more than 3,000 targets in Iran and destroyed 43 Iranian warships since February 28th. The US Embassy in Baghdad issued an alert Saturday warning that Iran-aligned militant groups may seek to attack Americans in Iraq, and urging all US citizens to depart as soon as safely able. Commercial flights are not operating in Iraq. The embassy listed overland routes to Jordan, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia and Turkey. Iran responded to the overnight strikes with a fresh wave of retaliatory launches. Iranian missiles and drones targeted Israel again early Saturday morning, with fragments falling across various parts of the country. Air raid sirens sounded in Tel Aviv and Jerusalem. Israel raised air defenses and issued shelter orders before giving the all clear. Iran and Hezbollah in Lebanon continued to fire back at Israel simultaneously. The Lebanese Health Ministry confirmed 16 people were killed and 35 wounded in Saturday's Israeli strikes on Lebanon. The US Embassy in Iraq, warning about Iran-aligned militant groups, follows a confirmed pattern of escalation in that theater. The IRGC has claimed strikes on at least 27 US military bases across the Middle East since the war began. The US military confirmed 2 drones attacked the US military base near Mehrabad Airport in Iraqi Kurdistan. The State Department has expanded evacuations of non-emergency personnel from 6 countries: Bahrain, Iraq, Jordan, Kuwait, Qatar, and the UAE. An American citizen currently stranded in Oman told NBC News the State Department needs to either declare a ceasefire long enough to get people out or bring jets and pay for evacuation. Commercial flights across the wider region remain severely disrupted. The State Department confirmed approximately 9,000 Americans have found a way home since the conflict began. Iran's Paralympic athlete Abul Fazl Khatibi Mianaye, a 2-time Paralympian who was set to compete in 4 skiing events at the Milan 2026 Paralympic Winter Games beginning Saturday, was unable to travel to Italy safely. Iran did not compete. The International Paralympic Committee president said it is really disappointing for world sport that he cannot travel safely to compete at his 3rd Paralympic Winter Games. Iran was not barred from competing. Its athletes simply could not get out. The confirmed military scorecard on day 8 entering the overnight wave stands as follows. The US has struck more than 3,000 targets, 43 Iranian warships destroyed, Iran's air defenses 80% degraded, above-ground missile launcher capacity reduced by 60%, daily Iranian missile launches down from approximately 90 on day 1 to 20 on day 7. Iran's surface navy declared combat ineffective by CENTCOM. The underground leadership bunker destroyed. Mehrabad Airport struck and on fire overnight Saturday. Iranian state broadcaster destroyed. Supreme National Security Council headquarters destroyed. The Expediency Discernment Council building destroyed. The Basij headquarters struck. An underground nuclear weapons facility on Tehran's eastern outskirts struck. And according to the White House, the biggest bombing campaign of the entire war has not yet begun. Against that scorecard, Iran is still firing, still hitting targets, still operating proxies in Lebanon and Iraq, still launching drones at Gulf states despite Pezeshkian's apology and halt order issued Saturday morning. The death toll of 1,332 in Iran is still rising. The 6,000 wounded figure is still rising. The streets of Tehran are empty. The fires at Mehrabad were still burning as Saturday's news cycle opened, and the B-2 stealth bombers carrying 30,000-pound bunker-busting bombs that Hegseth confirmed are being deployed have not yet dropped their payloads on Iran's deeply buried facilities. What has happened in 8 days is the largest sustained American and Israeli military campaign against any single country since the 2003 invasion of Iraq. What Bessent confirmed is still coming is larger than any of it.